Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music. You know who it is. Doing a quickie review here of this new Beach House B-Sides and Rarities collection. Beach House being the legendary indie and dream pop duo, came out with some of the best dream pop records of the 2000s in my opinion. I would say that their first four projects are either good to great. Highly recommend checking out any of them if you have not already. I especially love Devotion and Teen Dream. Amazing. However, I digress. It's no secret that I caught some heat off of the fact that I find that their latest material, like their two new albums, like super underwhelming, super disappointing. Like they didn't want to push their atmosphere and their sound into a new exciting direction or expand it or really sort of enhance it in any sort of way. And I feel like the duo is kind of running out of song ideas too. Which unfortunately kind of made me hesitant to try out this B-Sides and Rarities collection. I'm not sure why. I guess I should have known better given the title and just a better understanding of what this project is. But yeah, it's exactly a Rarities and B-Sides collection. And I guess the reason I should have been more interested in this than I originally was is because we're talking older material here, a lot of which I have been well aware of for years. Maybe like I owned an MP3 here and there of some of these tracks because I snagged it, downloaded it off of like some old MP3 blog back in the day. Like it's actually kind of crazy to think like it's 10 years since like the indie blog boom and now that whole landscape of indie blogs, for the most part, like a lot of it is gone. Much of it that is still there is not quite as relevant as it used to be. But yeah, I remember grabbing like, some of these very tracks off of like, some of these blogs, like, the Used to Be single. Also, I Do Not Care for the Winter Sun, loved that track when I first heard it. However, there are songs on this thing that while they may be older, they're tracks that I don't quite remember. And, while none of it is really quite as exciting as a lot of the material that came off of Teen Dream or, some of the best tracks off Devotion, like Heart of Chambers. Love that song. There's actually still a lot of good performances on this thing, a lot of good tunes on this stuff, a lot of good recordings, good production too. In my opinion, what the band is doing here, because a lot of it is older and coming from an era where Beach House is writing their best stuff, there's still a lot of magic on this project. If it wasn't just a B-Sides collection, much of which I was already familiar with, I would just like, kind of slap like a, hey, I love this, let's throw it in the love list, because it is really that good. And given that Beach House has had a pretty consistent sound over the years, the listening experience of this thing is pretty seamless. There were a few surprises here and there. There were some nice moments on this thing where the instrumentation was a bit more acoustic, like the pianos and the guitars. The drums were a little bit more upfront, so it was kind of cool hearing Beach House in the raw there. Also, the cough syrup remix of the song 10 Mile Stereo was a bit of a surprise too. But all around a really enjoyable collection of tracks. I love the dreamy atmosphere. I love Victoria's voice on this thing. I love what Alex is bringing in terms of the guitar on this thing as well. Again, it just sort of brings me back to a time and a place when Beach House's music was just a little bit fresher, a little bit more interesting. You could hear that even the duo themselves, they knew that they were onto something, they knew that they had something, and nowadays it just kind of feels like when I listen to a newer Beach House track that they're just not sure where to evolve it past this point. Hopefully, and listen, I don't care about Beach House sounding the same forever. That's not what I'm advocating for, and that's not what I want. All I want is for the duo to come out with more music where they sound as excited, they sound as well aware that they have struck upon something incredible and amazing as they did, when they were coming out with releases like Devotion and like Teen Dream. Because then, you could hear it in the recording, you could hear it in the performances, you could hear it in the writing that what they were doing was like, whoa, we're really on the verge of something, we're really on the cutting edge of something, and it's really beautiful too. Now I'm just kind of feeling like the atmosphere has grown a little stale, it's grown a little drab, but that excitement, that electricity, that passion, that intoxicating vibe, that intoxicating beauty of Beach House's early years, it's on this B-Sides collection in spades. Now, understanding that this is a B-sides collection, it is a rarities collection, not every track is amazing. You know, there are some tracks here that are just kind of drab or pale in comparison to some of the duo's best stuff. But that being said, there's a lot of great material on this thing. Beach House fans should not miss out. Dream Pop fans, you know, if you're into some of these twangy, dreamy sound clouders or band campers and somehow Beach Houses sort of slip through the cracks for you, please use this as an opportunity to try this B-sides collection and go into the duo's back catalog because there's a lot of great material there. And I'm going to leave you with that. Here's another video next to my head that you should check out, another Beach House review on this channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Love you, love you, love you, forever.